Let's talk about some movies that I think would be great to watch during summer. Not necessarily summerween, but yeah, some of them are summerween, and some of them are just hot themed movies. Hot themed. Sure, whatever. But before we get into it, you know the drill, you know the deal. We gotta do some channel maintenance, channel hygiene, channels are Tamagotchi. So if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh geez, if you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. And if you're old here, go double check, make sure you're subscribed, hit the like if you like, leave a comment. It could be anything related to the video. It could just be hello, a few emojis, whatever, as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I've left my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every dollar do helps. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. The link to my Patreon is down below, and I post a lot over there. If you want extra content, but you don't leave this platform, you can join YouTube memberships by clicking join below, or go to my channel page, clicking the join button. That is content that is exclusive to YouTube members. These I've watched more recently, and some of them are very old. On some of the older ones, I'll probably have to look up how to explain the plot because I don't remember them enough to give you a detailed plot, but I remember them being summary. And the first one I have on here is a recent one, a pretty new release that came to Netflix called Apex. It's got Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton in it. Charlize Theron's character had recently lost her husband, and I think a year out, she wants to take a solo trip to the Australian outback. Her and her husband were really into thrill-seeking vacations, thrill-seeking mountain climbing, stuff like that. That's how he died. So she gets all her stuff ready. She heads out. She stops at the gas station before she heads into the wilderness, the outback, the bush. I don't know what they call it. And she runs into some interesting characters at the gas station. There's some men there treating her real weird. The whole vibe at the gas station is weird. And then enter Terrence's character. He's out pumping gas, and she asks him a couple questions. And he tells her, you know, you should probably be careful out there, a woman on your own. And she's like, who is this dipshit? This is what I do. He's mansplaining to her at the gas station. She's like, okay, yeah, thanks, bye. So she heads out, and then she runs into some bad guys out there. And then it's a cat and mouse chase through the Australian wilderness, she's trying to get through bodies of water, she's trying to climb steep rocks, etc., etc. Very summer survival kind of, almost slashery, wilderness slasher type movie. It was pretty good. And then Primate. I'm gonna do a separate video with a lot of horror on it, but Primate's on this list for some reason. Primate came out, I think, last year, and it is about a group of college kids are gonna go to one of their friends that goes to college with them. Her hometown is in Hawaii. So they all get on a plane to go to her hometown to spend a week, or however long. They fly out, then they drive to her house, and it is essentially, it's a huge house built into kind of a mountainside. You can tell they got money. The dad is an author. And there they have a pet. I think it's a chimpanzee. Well, he's part of the family. I don't know, I got cut off there. Anyways, this group of college kids goes to visit the one girl's house in Hawaii where they have a pet or a little family member that is a chimpanzee. I cannot remember what his name was. Anyway, he's part of the family, except he lives outside in a cage. And as soon as they get there, the dad finds a small rodent or something in the cage, and he asks the chimp does sign language, he asks the chimp, hey, did you attack this thing? And he sees that the chimp has a little bite on him from the animal. So dad has to go on a work trip. He tells the kids, be careful, I gotta go. Why would you tell sister that lives there still. She's a teenager. So his own kids, and then all the college kids that she brought for this summer break, spring break, whatever it is. Now, as soon as he takes off, the kids start partying, drinking, so, as you know, in horror films, that's not good, right? They're partying, and then the chimp starts to get a little cuckoo. And essentially, those kids are hostage in this house to this chimpanzee that is absolutely going nuts. It's pretty good, in my opinion. I think it's, I know a lot of people said, oh, that was trash. No, I liked it. It gave me all the summer feels. It was beast horror or contagion horror or whatever you want to call it. I liked it. Now the next one on here is Blink Twice. Blink Twice. Channing Tatum and a couple of girls that I should know the name, women that I should know the name of. Anyways, Channing Tatum's character, he is a absolutely rich elite. I don't know what he was, a developer of apps, or he's like a Mark Zuckerberg or maybe something Elon Musk, but not hideous. You know, he's at least kind of handsome. And the female main character and her friend, they're hosting this party. They have to host an event, an awards night or something. And he bumps into her and he just looks her in the eye and says, hey, do you and your friend want to come to my island after this? They jump at the opportunity. So they fly to his island, and there's some other guests and stuff that were invited, and they're all just hanging out. They didn't bring anything. They've been up the whole night. It's just kind of icky. They get there, and his assistant says, you know, if you want to be here, I have to take your phone. They're like, oh, alright. So they give up their phones. And at first, it seems super fun, cool, exciting to be on this island with all these amenities and delicious foods. Okay, they start drinking and partying and letting their guard down. And then things get a little weirder and weirder by the day, and stuff starts happening to their memories where they can't quite remember what they did the night before. It gets bizarre. Channing's character, you don't know what his real intentions are, and it does mimic some of the stuff that we've heard coming out about what these elite have been doing. So it's horrifying in that sense. I enjoyed it. Blink Twice. I know that one is, well, it was on Amazon Prime. Now, what about Bob? I don't know where you can find this one, but you gotta find it. What about Bob is another summer comedy. And the male main character is a psychiatrist or a psychologist. And I think he's a psychologist. He has a patient that is highly erratic and very OCD coded, okay? Crippling OCD coded. And he tells this patient, hey, me and my family are going on our summer trip, so I cannot tend to you the way that I've been tending to you. You gotta leave me alone, basically. You're gonna be on your own, or here's another number you can go. I don't know. They go on the trip. Well, this OCD coded patient of his cannot handle that. He cannot take that for an answer. So he actually goes to go find this family on vacation. And when he gets there, the doctor can't believe that he did that. He's like, go away. But his family, oh, come on, Dad, just let him stay. He seems nice enough. So he embeds himself into their family and tests this doctor's patients the whole time while the family kind of falls in love with him as a family friend, you know? It's hilarious. It might even be free on YouTube because it's so old. It's got to be someone. One of my favorite movies of all time is the Leonardo DiCaprio, Claire Danes version of Romeo and Juliet, which takes the setting is more of a modern. It's still early 2000s, so I guess that's not modern anymore. At the time, it was a modern day Romeo and Juliet with guns and gangs and on city streets. It has got an awesome soundtrack. It is actually the play, pretty much word for word, right? But it takes place out, I think, in LA or something, so it's all summer coded. And if you've never watched a Romeo and Juliet, that's my favorite one to watch. We had to do Romeo and Juliet both years. I had those English classes, and that's the movie that I picked. Essentially, if you don't know what Romeo and Juliet is, it is not a romance. There's romantic elements, but it's about a young girl and a young boy from rivaling families that meet, and they have an insta love against their family's wishes, but their family doesn't totally know. They know, though, that they would be in big trouble if they got found out. So they take all these measures to try to hide their relationship, and it turns tragic. Now, Disturbia. Oh, Disturbia, back when we liked Shire, right? Disturbia is about a young man, a young boy. He's in high school. It starts out, he goes through something tragic right in the first couple minutes. He loses a parent. Not really a spoiler, that's how it starts out. So he's going through it. His dad has passed, and he's living with his mom. He's in big, big trouble because he ended up punching a teacher. After that tragedy, he was going along. He punched a teacher. So he has to wear an ankle bracelet. And has to stay within, the fenced borders of his home. Meanwhile, a new neighbor moves in. Oh, I can't remember who plays the new neighbor, but he's watching her. He can't leave. So he's watching her, hoping she'll come over and meet him, and he's getting this little teenage crush on her. He also has a friend that comes over all the time, too, to visit. But he can't go visit anybody because he's stuck at home. Now the girl does start to come over, and they form a friendship crush type thing. They start looking out the window at stuff, or he does. And they start to suspect that one of their other neighbors is up to no good. And that he might be, there's something going on in his home, so they start spying on him. However, why is it summer? It's set in the summer. It's set, there's pool scenes, there's yard parties. It's definitely a summer thriller, in my opinion. That one was also free on YouTube last summer, so it may still be. And then we have Summer of Sam. I don't know how to explain this one to you, so let me look that one up. It came out in 1999. It is a Spike Lee film set in the Bronx during summer of 1977. Focuses on a group of friends from an Italian-American neighborhood as they live in fear of the son of Sam, which was a real serial killer, David Berkowitz, whose murders terrorize the city. The movie explores themes of fear, paranoia, lust, showing how the killer's spree causes distrust and suspicion to fester within an insular community, with the story centering on characters' lives rather than the killer himself. Stars John Leguizamo, Mira Sorvino, Adrian Brody, and Jennifer Esposito. It was met with controversy upon release for its portrayal of the neighborhood. I don't know if they made the neighborhood look bad or what. Bronx neighborhood set in the summer of 77. Amidst the Summer of Sam murders, the New York City blackout happened at the same time, so that was just creepy with the serial killer running around. And the Yankees pennant run. The community becomes consumed by fear and suspicion, believing the killer is somebody that they know. So they start suspecting. Is it my neighbor? Is it my in-law? Stuff like that, paranoia, essentially. Alright, White Chicks. We've got White Chicks. Oh God, what was the plot of White Chicks? It's straight up laugh out loud comedy. It's the Wayans brothers, and they are involved in one of the agencies. I don't know get this full makeover to go undercover and try to solve this case, to portray themselves as these two white twins, these elite twins that summer in the Hamptons. So they get them into their white face or whatever in their wigs, and they gotta talk kind of like Valley Girls and stuff. They throw them out there, and they do a pretty good job of fooling everybody that they are these two elite sisters as they try to crack this case. I'm telling you, I have never watched, it doesn't matter how many times I watch this movie, I will laugh out loud and kick my feet, even if I'm alone. And it takes a lot for me to laugh out loud when I'm just sitting in a room alone. White Chicks. And I have one more on here, I think. I recommend either of the Overboard movies. So there's the old Overboard movie that was from 1987. Excellent. And I have the newer one pulled up. These are romantic comedies. The newer one stars Eugenio Derbez, Anna Faris, and Eva Longoria. After a spoiled, wealthy yacht owner is thrown overboard and loses his memory, a mistreated employee convinces him that he is her working class husband. So, Anna Faris plays she cleans yachts up, and she shows up to do her job. And Eugenio plays the yacht owner. So she shows up to clean the yacht, she's vacuuming and stuff, and he's being a total a-hole to her. He ends up, while she's there, hurting himself and waking up with no real memory of who he is and what he's doing there. So she says, hold on, I can use this, and then convinces him that he is her partner. It is, rarely is a remake excellent. I laughed through the entirety of that movie. It's a little cheesy, yes, but it's a rom-com, and I typically don't even like rom-coms. Okay, so those are some summer movie recs. If you have any, drop them in the comments. I'll probably think of a bunch more, and I'll just have to save those ones for next summer. But if you watched this all the way to the end, thank you very much. I hope you have a good rest of your day,